welcome back everyone to another episode. It's bass season, the most wonderful time of year. Actually, it's post-spawn, big time right now. And the fishing's pretty tough across the board. Like bass opened this past weekend. Right now we're midweek here, and the weights of like all the tournaments in the Kawartha lakes were typically low for what they usually are. So I'm pretty sure it's, you know, some post-spawn grind. Everybody's struggling, but there's still some good fish to be caught. So I am here with my boy Griffin. We're gonna go out. We're here on Sturgeon Lake, and I got some guides coming up here next week. We have a tournament here in a week or so as well. So we're gonna go out and poke around and try to catch a few post-spawn fish. Sturgeon Lake is one of those lakes, I call it the junkyard. You know, it's one of those ones that I always got 6-7 rods on my deck. I've always had a little bit of issue finding a solid pattern, whether it's the only one that I've really done well with is a jig. But I've also had a good shallow smallmouth bite out here. There's some deep smallmouth to be caught, dock fish, pad fish, undercut fish. You can do a lot of stuff out here. Should be a good time. We're gonna go throw a whole bunch of stuff around. Stick around, let's go bass fishing. All right, made it to the first zone. It's morning. We're gonna start with some smallmouth. Like I said, there's usually a pretty good shallow smallmouth bite out here, especially in the early season. So gonna poke around and try that and roll with the punches. Stick around. First one on the spybait. Not the size we're looking for, but it's the first bite of the day, so keep at her. Well, shallow smallmouth bite really hasn't amounted to anything. Fished some deep rock, that didn't amount to anything. Fished some weed lines, lots of bait, but still nothing. So now we're gonna go in and try some shallow stuff, some docks, some pads, some undercut. Keep grinding away here. Shallow Sand, Part 6. Well, we got the first decent one on here. Nice work. Alright, that's alright. I mean, post-spawn, that's a pretty decent one to start things off, you know, consider it's been a grinder so far. Oh yeah, 370. Okay. 370 to start off on the spybait up shallow. It's all right. Gonna box a few of them. And while I'm fighting this little one here, I'm just gonna give you guys a little recap. We started on one side of the lake that I fish a lot, and there was a lot of algae all over the weeds. The water clarity wasn't great. Didn't seem like there was the right amount of, oh, come here, fish, what are you doing? Didn't seem like there was the right amount of life hanging around in that area. So we continued to move. We went and, you know, checked some largemouth stuff, checked some deeper weed, checked some deeper rock. Sturgeon's one of those lakes that has a lot of different patterns that you can go and fish. Now we've come to the opposite side of the lake that we were fishing this morning. The water clarity, way better. It is crystal clear on this side, so that's key. Just coming into the shallow flat here, same depth that we've been fishing, finding quite a few fish on this flat, so keep at it. Nice one, buddy. That's another solid one. Spybait has produced a few fish now, so big humpback boy. Little guy. When you're using a spy bait, you really gotta, utilize your drag and tire these fish out. The popular brands of spy baits, they're all using super light wire hooks. And to take your time, let them tire themselves out, and you will land way more fish. Griffin and I have both thrown spy baits for quite a few years now. We were using them back before everybody kind of knew about them. We've lost our fair share of fish on spy baits, so it's important to really tire them out. Gotta be so careful when you're dealing with dinky fish. These are the ones that end up getting you with a hook in your finger. It's not 4-pounders that do that. It's these ones. I mean, hey, we're not breaking records on every fish, but we're catching them pretty consistently. Just fun, lots of fun. Seen a few that look pretty good and caught 2 that were decent and catching fish, which sometimes is all that matters. Another one.
Had to switch up the color a bit, switch to what Bobby was using, but we finally got one a little bit better. That's the juice. Oh.
Little one on the Ned rig.
Oh, another one for the spy bait. One of them is big.
Fish are just loaded on this flat. All different sizes. You gotta weave through them to find some better ones. If these fish stick around for a few more days, my guide trips here are going to go very well. We don't need to break records. We just need to get people on fish, and this spot is doing it. Getting close to the end of the day. Gonna fish a few more minutes. We're gonna run back to the launch. I'm gonna go over what we caught them on, and we're gonna wrap things up. Crazy, you hook one and there's just bushels of them following it up. Yeah. Spy bait smash fest, man. Remember, you gotta take your time with those spy baits. Otherwise, you're just gonna go through hooks. Woo! What was kind of anticipated as gonna be a grindy day, a slow day, turned out to be pretty fun. Let's check out the fish we caught today. All right. There we go. Post-spawn smallies on a spy bait. That's not bad. Good start. Yeah. Yeah, fun start to the season. Okay, made it back to the launch. Let's go over setup. Let's go over baits. Obviously, you guys have seen, we were catching them all on a spy bait today. We used a few different spy baits. We used the discontinued Jackal eye prop. I feel like we're always using discontinued baits, but it's because we use a lot of Jackal stuff, and Jackal discontinues a lot of stuff. And a new little Sixth Sense spy bait that I picked up at Tackle Bros. This one's new to this season. The key was choosing a spy bait that the light didn't pass through. It's hard to tell when you're looking at the color, but when you're buying a bait, hold it up to the light, whether you're in the tackle store or whether you can hold it up outside and see how the light hits your bait. That's going to show you what that bait's going to do underwater a lot of the times. And the key today was using spy baits that the light didn't pass through, that had more of a matte, more of a dense finish on it, just kind of mimicked a silhouette, and that was key to getting a lot of those fish to bite. My rod setup, 822 DSR. This is an older G Loomis rod again. It is a drop shot rod essentially. This is a bit of a stiffer, almost feels lower end of a blank, mainly because the handle's a little bulky, but I like that with a spy bait. I feel like I can just hook that fish and kind of tuck it there under my armpit and let that fish fight and tire itself out. I've been using this rod for spy baits for years, and I love it so much that I'm not changing it, and I'm sticking with this blank. XSense 3000, 10-pound Power Pro, 8-pound fluoro leader. Fun day post-spawn bass fishing. Can't go wrong. Looking forward to getting out and doing some guides out here on Sturgeon. As always, thanks for watching this video, everybody. Bash that subscribe button. Follow myself and Griffin, who's behind the camera doing amazing camera work as always. Griffin, is there anything you want to say?
Nah, I think we're good.
All right. See you, YouTube.